message. Hi, baby, it's me. I saw that you woke up before me and headed out. Thank you for feeding the baby. I appreciate that. I'm taking her to my mom's right now before the traffic gets too crazy. Well, coming on my lunch break. Have an amazing day. I left you a little surprise on your phone screen. Maybe take a break today. Maybe don't work out so hard. You deserve a day of rest. I know that things have been tough.
Mask. You have the boxing, intercut with these voicemail calls from the mother of his child, going back and forth. So you get a sense that this has been a consistent thing where I'm trying to reach you, and I don't feel like I'm being heard from her. And then they abruptly stop. And so my thought is, okay, is he taking his family for granted, or did something tragic happen? He's clearly running away from something. And when he's confronted by the other fighter who he's, trying to not fight, it's, you know, he describes him as being broken. And so my thought is like, what would change in him to be broken? And then the dialogue gets into a little bit of the history of him as a soldier. And I think, okay, this is PTSD. This is what he's running from. He's running from his past. He's running from his thoughts. He's running from the idea of doing what he needs to do to heal from this violent history that is plaguing him. And that's why he's unable to be present, because his mind is still very much at war. And it's all like, it's like he's living within a nightmare. But the commitment to getting better is the first step to getting better. And I feel like in confronting his inner demon, he is able to get to the point of committing to getting better. And then you see that he then is able to reconnect with the people who have been trying to connect with him this whole time.
This film is called Mask. This is such a somber but necessary short. It concerns a man who is suicidal after working in the US military. Very sad stat at the end of the film that more vets die by suicide than those soldiers killed in active service. The lead's performance was so intense. He is wounded emotionally and psychologically and hallucinating. I love the gentle performance of his wife too, and the other actor also gave a strong performance. So cocky and cruel. I thought the night scene in the car worked really well, so dramatic and tense, and glad to see the hotlines to help vets at the end. Very important film.
This is for the short film Mask. Wow, this was strong. Strong, strong, strong. Very powerful message and very strong performance by the lead actor. That is not easy to do. Just powerful. And I really like that there wasn't much music to this, if any, but who has music following them around in life, right? So, I mean, I get that it's needed a lot in films, but I really liked that there was very minimal sound or music to this. I just felt like really what was going on was the phone calls that were coming in and the messages and the stuff going on in his mind and him battling that. Just so powerful. I mean, there's not much to say except for really great casting, acting, really great message. Still, there's not enough done for these guys who go to fight for our freedom, and done for when they come back. I mean, they really need to be taken better care of when they come back here. And the stuff that they go through, most of us can't understand. And it was just so well. I liked how this portrayed sort of a different version of that for me. I just never quite seen it in this way before, and I just really liked how creative it was, and just so well done. I mean, good job to you guys. I know you're going to do well, and this is really a standalone. I don't think it needs to be any more than it was. I thought it was amazing and great work.
Watching Mask was an incredibly moving experience. From the very beginning, I was on the edge of my seat. I thought the stakes were so high, and the shots were so beautiful. You could feel the lead protagonist's anger and frustration, and the mask that he's wearing in front of his wife and child, when really he is struggling since coming back from the army. And the voiceovers of the voicemails his wife was leaving him at the beginning really set that up really well. And having that overlaid with him trying to beat out his frustrations at the boxing gym were great. And it all led up to the climactic moment of him in the car with the gun, and it was beautifully shot. And I think the green coming onto his face was so menacing and yet really reflected his pain and his vulnerability. And then cutting to the boxing gym of that guy taunting him and him beating him up was such a powerful moment, and the camera distorts as he punches him with an incredible stylistic effect. It was very moving, it was informative, and it was touching, and it was a really great job.
Mask was a very interesting look at like mental health and everything like that, and I think the main guy gave a very emotional and strong performance that was really good, and I think it overall is very heavy on the emotion and done very well directed and shot and edited and sound designed. Yeah.
Mask was a great watch. The darkness and absence of light in scenes adds to the thematic value of the protagonist's emotions. The tone is important, solemn, but it still has those optimistic themes like perseverance. It's a messaging that we can. I think it has a messaging that we can all get through whatever we're going through. It was clever. It's a psychological military story with, I think, what seems like such authentic views with just the cast and crew. Like nothing feels up or hidden in regard to the characters, and I think that's because these were real life examples from other creators of this short.
The subject of veterans with PTSD isn't talked about nearly enough. This film showed what it actually looks like. The voices in the head, the memories from war, the fact that the man has to put on a mask rather than tell his wife what's actually going on, but she's able to read through him. She knows something's not right. But it shows exactly what he's going through, that he even sees someone who's not there. The score made it even more impactful, where this man is going through something hard, and like he said, the VA's backed up, so he's making excuses for not going to get help. He's lucky to have a wife who said they'll make do and find the money to get him help. But it really is, PTSD is not a topic talked about nearly enough. It's something that people want to kind of glass over and pretend it doesn't exist. It kind of makes it where we all wear masks in the world. And that's probably true with all mental illnesses. You put on a mask and don't really look beyond it. You hide what's really going on inside to fool the world. Perhaps he's even hoping to fool himself in this, or if he tells his wife everything's okay, he can try and believe it in his own head, even though deep down he knows it's not true. Makes it a very powerful film where it shows exactly what PTS looks like, and it should probably be shown to veteran organizations and to the world over. That way people can see the signs and listen to their instincts when they know something's just not right.
I think Mask does a really great job of giving us a personal experience of the struggle that veterans go through with their mental health in a very emotional way, and it really taps into the emotions, and I think works well as a public service announcement, even just to raise awareness.
All right, I just finished watching Mask, which is an incredibly emotional and affecting piece about a veteran who's returned home and is dealing with post-traumatic stress and a lot of emotional and psychological trauma from what he experienced. I thought that the piece was really great in couching how it's so difficult to return back to the normal world for these people who have gone through these experiences. The pieces with the voicemail from his wife, I believe, are very striking and really emotional, and all the scenes with him alone in particular, the lead actor was quite powerful. He had to do a lot in small scenes out of the car, as well as when he's a training, and there's a lot of sort of physicality and rawness that comes through the piece that really matches with the symbolic and emotional ideas that go on through the piece. I thought the ending was quite powerful as well, and knowing how often this afflicts people and how much they suffer in silence, I feel like this piece was really designed as a wake-up call and sort of hopefully something that is used to bring more awareness, and I felt it was very effective in that pursuit, which is why I ended up enjoying it.